we know it's sad times right now, especially for our First Nations. And let's just hope for this next hour we can set that pain and hurt aside for just now and enjoy each other's company. Enjoy. If you haven't got the paints, that's okay. We're still going to do the teachings as I go along. If you just got a pencil and a paper, at least you'll learn how to draw a feather. You know, it's not that hard. Eagles have over 7,000 feathers, over 7,000. So I'm sure not every little feather is perfect, folks, and it'll go all right. So if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat box. And I believe our Zoom lady here, Elizabeth, can sort of help out with that. So if you have any questions, feel free. Elizabeth,
Also,
sorry.
That's okay. Also, if you're not too familiar with Zoom, or if this is like an early time, if you go to the bottom of the screen, the pop-up icons there, you see a window that says reactions, or a little button. You can click on that and that will raise your hand. So that then you get a little hand raise and you go to the front of the list. But you have to remember to take your hand down. It won't disappear. So if you do have questions, I recommend you put this into the speaker view so that you see Amanda as the full person that she is, but instead of a teeny weeny little image of her, so that you can see much closer what she's doing.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but there are 4 of us who are logged in under my name, so I don't want you to wait for Margaret Wisniewski, Debbie Pointkoski, and Joan McLean, because we're all sitting in the parish hall logged in under Kari Hagness.
Okay.
Okay, we all registered, but we thought we'd watch it this way. We've got a big screen in here. It's like a drive-in movie.
Okay.
Well, I just feel so important. All right. Well, you know what? I think we'll begin. And
can we start?
Yeah.
We're waiting for Krista.
Okay, we can wait.
But if you want, we can start with the land acknowledgement.
Okay.
Oh, wait a sec. Here's Krista coming in. Okay, there we are. So I'd like to acknowledge that we're well, if you're in Winnipeg, where I am, we're meeting on Treaty 1 land, the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Cree, and Dakota peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. And we are grateful for their stewardship and everything, how they cared so much for this land. And also grateful to Shoal Lake First Nations for letting us use their water for our drinking water. And the land and everything that was done here allows us to still live here, work here, love here, and worship the Creator here. And we are very grateful. And thank you. And Amanda's introduced herself earlier, but I'd like you all to also meet Amanda Wallen, who's an elder in our circle. And she kindly offered to help everybody learn about the 7 sacred teachings, as well as have a fun time painting while you do. And now I am going to mute myself because I tend to talk too much. Okay.
Okay. Hello, Tanse, bonjour. My name is Amanda Wallen. I am First Nations Cree. My Indigenous name is Black Cloud Woman. I am from the Bear Clan. And I grew up in Lynn Lake, a very small little town up north. I now live just on the outskirts of the city of Winnipeg, I'd say east of the city. So I'm gonna hopefully teach you how to make a feather. They're not that hard. and I'm going to teach you something that we call Miopamwatsuin, and that means the good way of life. And the good way of life is our 7 sacred teachings. And the first teaching is the eagle. So we'll start with that. And for every animal I give you out of these 7 animals, there's an action. And the action of the eagle is love, something none of us can live without. We have to love. And we're taught the first thing to love is the sunrise in the morning, that we get to live another day to see it. So the most powerful words you can say to a human being is, I love you. We must walk with love wherever we go. We must walk with love. You cannot have 6 teachings and expect to walk a good way, or 4 or 3. You must have all 7. And the first one is love. Love yourself and then show others love. So we'll just stop there for now. What we're going to do is we're going to practice a little bit our feathers. I'm going to use a pencil and I'm going to show you how easy a feather is. Make a straight line. Straight line, just like that. Everyone can see? Okay. Maybe I want this feather not that big. So I'm going to make like a T, but I'm going to make it curved. You see how it's curved? Just like that. Okay. Now down at the bottom here, you want to leave a little bit of space. You want to make the letter V. Just like that, letter V. But the bigger your V, maybe you want it a little longer. That's how wide your feather will be. So it should look like this. Okay? Okay. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to join it to the letter V at the bottom. Same thing. If you want to curve outwards, you can curve outwards. So you'll have something like this. Okay? Now, what I like to do, I call them notches or sideways V's. See that V? See that V? I'll make another one there. I'm going to go in and I'm going to erase the line. See how I did that? I erased the line. I hope you're not getting a glare. Okay, so now we're just going to outline it. Follow, go inwards like this. Follow and outline your feather. Just follow it and make it a little smoother. There's no mistakes here. No mistakes in artwork, folks. Okay. Now when you turn your, I'm not going to rush you, folks. When you turn your feather around, look at that. You see? And this is where I tell people to play with it. Like, look at here. I'm just going to cover this in here. You know, no mistakes. And this is just for you to practice right now. See? No mistakes. Come around. Now for the middle part, we just want to take the point here, like a triangle. Doesn't have to be perfect, and come along down the side, down that first line. Not perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'll show you guys another way. Say we want a feather. Now I turn my feather upside down again. So I start with my line. Now let's say I want a smaller, maybe like a cone, like a triangle, a little bit smaller at the top there. And say I want a really big V. Now I'm going to join them. join them. If you want notches, you go right ahead. You make notches. Okay, same thing, just make a triangle like this and come all the way here, all the way up. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not. I forgot to tell you guys at the bottom here, just go like this, just like upside down C. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that just adds, when you turn your feather around, it just adds a little bit of,
Oh, like,
yeah, je ne sais quoi. I don't know how you say that, but it adds a little bit to your feather. Okay? So now I'm just going to turn it back around. You can have your lines any way you want. Now let's say I want to design my feather with 2 lines, or maybe 2 lines up here. Oh, maybe 2 more lines I'll put. And I think I'll put some circles here. Again, just smooth out your lines. Once we get it on the canvas, believe me, that's another way of making a feather. Okay? Oops. You can put your notches if you want, if you don't have to. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to make a square one. I'm going to go like this, almost like a box, but I'm taking that one and I'm kind of going outwards a little bit. So you're going to have something like that. Okay? Now we're going to go to the middle of the feather and we're going to come straight down, but we're sort of going to curve it this way. Just like that. Okay? Now remember our V, our letter V, right? And then just join this with your little, I'm drawing sideways here, folks. Just join your V, join, even if you got to go inwards a little bit. There you go. Okay? Now you make your little point, your little feather thingies here, and then just play with your feather. Just play with your feather. There's no mistakes in here, ladies and gentlemen, no mistakes. Some folks, you know, you can paint it any color you want, you know. But there's 3 ways you can make feathers. Oh, if you wanted to, say, put a tick in one of these, remember, we have our letter V, sideways V. Maybe I'll put one in here. So when I turn it around, you see how all my feathers came out? Now this one's a little wonky, but that's okay. I'm going to play with it a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to leave these up here for you folks to continue practicing. There's 3 types of feathers here. And I'm just going to go ahead and sort of roll into the how we're going to prepare our canvas. Or maybe I'll give you guys a few more minutes to practice that. So we know about the love. Okay. The next teaching is respect. And respect is something we have to give Mother Earth every morning when we wake up and we're gifted to see that sunrise. We have to respect each other. We have to respect Mother Earth. We have to respect ourselves. You know, so respect is a very big part of our 7 sacred teachings. And respect is the buffalo. we have the next animal is the bear. And that's the clan that I come from, the Bear Clan. And the Bear Clan is symbolizes the action courage. You know, um, I get a lot of kids say, well, what do you need courage for? To fight somebody? No, no. The courage is to be able to do the right thing. All of us have made mistakes on this earth, all of us. As long as we can recognize and acknowledge those mistakes, have the courage to do the right thing. So, courage is a big one. Courage. That's the bear. And I'll give you one more before we start on our um, painting, and it's the Sabe. And the Sabe is like what we like our Bigfoot, and its action is honesty. And you have to be honest with yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to accept yourself. You have to be happy with yourself. Be who you are, because that's how the Creator made you. And honesty is when you give your word to somebody, as traditional elders back in the day, we didn't have pencils and papers. We gave our word was that was it. You were honest, and you stood by your word. So that's what the Sabe or the Bigfoot, if some of you are wondering, what does it mean? Honesty. Be honest, as honest as you can in here. So we have a few more animals to go through, but I want to, you guys keep practicing, but I'm going to start getting our canvas ready. So maybe I'll leave these up here so you guys can still see them. There we go. All right. Now you should have your paintbrushes, your canvas, and you should have a set of 12 paints for the supply list. Okay? Everything here is all under $10, so I was really impressed. Okay, so we need to first get our canvas ready, meaning do the background. So we're going to open up our canvas. Okay. The brushes that I gave you, if you can take the bigger brush, this brush here, the flat head, we call it. So grab onto that brush. We'll open this up here. I have my own brushes, but I just thought I'd start from scratch with you folks also. All right. So what we want to do first, you might want to take a bit of time with these small ones. You have to open them, and you have to sort of turn the lid upside down and pop it open. You'll see they all need to be popped open. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is take our white, and we're going to put little splotches on here, just like this. That's a bit much. Okay, so I would say 12. You got 12 like this, folks? Take your flat brush and just start painting your background. No mistakes in artwork, folks. No mistakes. I guess while I'm doing this, we can go on to you know, the next animal, the next action is wisdom. And that's the beaver. And our beaver teaches us that we have to keep busy. You know, if the beaver did not use his teeth, he would die. So the beaver teaches us that we all have gifts and we have to use our gifts. All of us, we have to use our gifts to help other people. You know, that's what we're here for. The most important thing about our teachings is your spirit and your spirituality and getting in touch with your higher power, which we all have. That's the most important thing. And for those of you who are lost and not sure about our tradition and our cultures, one thing I'll tell you to do is make a smudge bowl. If you don't have that, light a candle, light a fire. It's within Mother Earth, in the very core. We feel her, and we feel Mother Earth's heat from the sun. You know, we need that in order to live, you know. So, all right, so now we should have this all covered in white, okay? All right, now we know it's wet. Rinse your brush. Now, I like to take, if you've got them, I like to take the phthalo blue and the white and mix them together in my palette like this. So I'm going to take the white. You don't need much of the phthalo blue. It's a pretty strong color. So just a little pinch like that in your white, okay? Just take one of your brushes, the white one you had, and just sort of mix that around, okay? Mix it kind of all over your plate like that. If you want it a little darker, that's fine. But remember, we will be drawing our feathers onto our canvas. Now that you guys have had practice, don't be afraid, no mistakes here. Okay, so now we got this color down here. I sort of spread it all out at the bottom here, okay? Okay, I'm gonna set this down for a minute. Grab your plastic bag. I got a little Walmart bag here, okay? Grab your plastic bag, crunch it up, okay? Now, we know the paint is still wet on here, okay? So we're gonna take our plastic bag and we're gonna dab it in like that and just dab this all over like this. Whoops. Just all we're doing by doing this is making a background, just making it not so plain. So just if you need to put more paint, just grab it and dab it. Grab it and dab it. If you want it a little darker, that's fine too. If you want to use a different color, that's fine too. I tend to use a phthalo blue just because it reminds me of Mother Earth. So your canvas should be looking something like this, okay? Just take your time. Again, no mistakes in artwork. I sound like that guy on the painting with the fuzzy hair. Oh, Bob. Yeah. That's who I feel like, because that's who I learned from. And it's true. There are no mistakes, folks. There are no mistakes. So as you're doing that, I'd like to talk about humility. Humility is to be humble. It's to do good things. When we smudge in the morning, what a smudge, most of you don't know what a smudge is. It's we smudge with 4 sacred herbs, our cedar, our sage, our sweetgrass, and our tobacco. And when we smudge our mind, our ears, our eyes, our mouth. So we only hear good or think good thoughts, hear good thoughts, see only good in people, speak only well of others. And then our heart. And we do it 4 times for all the directions of the earth. I then smudge the bottom of my feet because I'm on Mother Earth. Wherever I walk on Mother Earth, I want to walk with gratitude. I want to walk with respect and love and those other teachings that I spoke of, those other animals. You can't have just 6 teachings, just 4. You got to have all 7 to have the good way of life. Okay? So give your painting a little bit to dry. I'm not going to get you folks to draw it just yet. And why that is because you're going to use pencil. And what you can do when you draw on canvas, after it's been painted, you can erase the pencil. So nobody sees that, your mistakes. So while this is drying, feel free to decide what kind of feather do you want? Do you want a square one, a thinner one, a round one? Maybe you want this part all black with some white spots. You know, choose the colors that you wish to paint your feathers. Any color, any colors. It's just lovely to be able to teach you folks our 7 sacred teachings. A lot of people didn't understand them or don't really get them. And if I'm able to bring some clarity to that, I'm honored. I'm honored to be spending my Friday night with you folks. And that's the part about being humble, wherever you walk, if you can walk with these teachings, you're going to be okay. And, there's an elder taught me 4 things. He said, number 1, Amanda, you pray. Number 1. Number 2, cry when you pray. Cry? Yeah, cry. If you want it bad enough, you'll cry. If you really want it bad enough. My daughter was missing for a while, and I cried when I prayed. I cried, and I meant it. And when we cry, the spirit world listens and stops, and they hear us, and they feel our tears. Okay? The third thing, don't buy your success. Don't do something that's going to hurt somebody else on this earth, because it'll come back to you. Walk a good way. Walk an honest way. Okay? So now you're praying, you're crying, you're honest, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You know you're going to be okay because you're doing those things. The 4th thing, don't boast. Don't boast and don't brag. Don't go telling everyone, oh, I'm just fine. I'm wonderful. That person might not be. Be humble. Be very humble. And remember, always, as hard as this time is for our people right now, we have to take the Creator's love and wrap ourselves with that. We got to show how strong we are as a people. We have to show our resilience. We have to show our love. And in due time, we must show our forgiveness. That's our people's way. That's our people's way. So if you're feeling safe enough, take your pencil, whichever feather you want. Might be a little tacky, but that's okay. You're going to paint over it anyway. Go ahead, commit and draw your feather, folks. Commit to the canvas, I say. I don't allow erasers when I do art classes. So go ahead, draw your feather. Make a line. I think I'll make a bigger feather. And my letter V. And just join your same way. I'm making my notches as I go along just because I've been doing feathers for a lot of years. Make a point, remember? Make your point. Okay. I'm going to turn mine over. It's a little bit easier for me. And look at that. I made my ticks wrong on here, but that's okay. I'm not worried because I'm going to go over it anyway with paint. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. I'm not used to painting backwards, but nonetheless, it's fun and it's still working out. All right. Well, I would say I have a feather on my canvas. Don't worry about being perfect or straight. All mistakes can be painted over. Okay, now what I like to do is take your black, and you should find the smallest liner brush that you can find. There should be one of these in your kits, folks. Okay, so you're gonna, when you wet it, you'll see how it goes. It's like a liner. It'll line things. Okay. So grab some of your black from your palette, from your paint, this black that you have. And if it's a little bit sticky, you can dip your brush in water. I noticed these are a little bit sticky, these paints. So just dip your brush in a little bit of water and it'll thin it out a little more. That's kind of the fun with acrylic. With the oils, you can't really do that. So now that we got our feather drawn on, we're going to take our liner brush and we're going to outline our feather. Just like this. Okay. Follow your pencil. Again, if the paint is thick, just dip it in your water to thin it out. I find this paint rather thick myself, but see how I'm just outlining it in black? That's all I'm doing. Just come one line down the middle. You can fix up your middle after, make it into a point. Just as best you can, straight down the middle. We're going to try and get this brush as pointy as we can. And we're going to go, oops, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There you go. Now, if you have gotten together the colors you want your feather to be. Yes, eagle feathers are brown and white, and if you want an all brown feather, you paint an all brown feather. If you want a brown feather with some spots, then you do spots or dots, or I've had every different color feather painted, I think, folks. So feel free to mix your own colors. What we're going to do is fill in this part here with your color. We're going to fill all this in here. Okay? So I haven't even decided what color this will be. I think I'm going to try a brown, burnt sienna. You'll always want a little bit of white on your palette just in case you want to soften things up. Wet your brush. And I'm using a sienna, so just go right in and paint your feather. Whoops. It's not a very good brush here. No rush. We want, when kids ask me about my artwork, oh, I want to be an artist. I want to be an artist. I say, you gotta like to be alone. When you're an artist, you spend a lot of time to yourself. So like I said, this paint is a little bit thick. I'm using the same paint that you folks are using. So just dip it in your glass and away you go. And when I was talking about the 7 sacred teachings, the last action is truth. And that's the turtle. And we have to be truthful. We have to be honest, and the truth is we can't live without those other 6 teachings. That's the whole base of the turtle, is to be honest, to be courageous, to be all those 7 sacred things, in order to have Miopamwitsuwin, and that is the good way of life. When you love, there's no fear. No fear at all. And that's what we need to do today is get in touch with our spiritual side. Everybody has one, you know. That's the most important element. To any of our teachings, any elder will tell you, the most important is connecting with your higher power, connecting with your spirit. I was gifted to be raised by the elders up north. I really, really miss my hometown, Lynn Lake. But once the mine closed up and, you know, there wasn't too much in Lynn Lake for us, so we had to move down this way. Let's see. Here we go. No mistakes here, folks. Any colors, you know. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned or if all of you heard, why the eagle feather? Why? Well, it flies 10,000 feet in the air, has over 7,000 feathers to keep it warm. In our culture, we believe it carries the message, I guess, like a vehicle or a car. It carries our prayers and our messages to the Creator. You know, a lot of things are compared sometimes, like our smudge, I would say, equals holy water. Our tobacco ties would equal, say, the rosary. You, the Bible says God, we say creator. It's all the same. It's all the same, folks. So now, once you've painted your feather, if you want to go in and outline it, whatever, I think I'm going to put some black lines on mine and some white dots. So I'm just going to go for it. That's what painting's all about. Just go for it. So I'm going to put a few dots down here. Okay. Take your same liner brush. Now, if you guys want to put, you folks want to put your lines in here, that's fine. But what I find helps me, I'm going to do it in white, is you see where we made these little ticks here, right here? I follow that. So that gives me my guide. See that? Now I know which angle my feather's going. So I'm going to go right across from that tick and come straight across here. You make as many lines as you want. If you don't want lines, if you just, you know. It's okay if your paint's mixed together. It will all come together. Add a little bit here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over my feather and outline it. And, you know, this is your creation, folks. Just make it beautiful colors, however you wish. We're just going to fine tune it. There we go. All right. So, and you guys, we forgot to make the point. So you just want to come down and sort of make like a line beside it and a point. So let me go a little closer so you can see. You see how all I did was come along here on the top and I just came down as a cone. See, my lines are not straight. I'm not looking for perfection. All I'm doing right now is playing with it. Like here, I don't like it here a little bit, so I'm gonna play with these things here. It's your creation. It's okay if it's, oh no, that doesn't look right. You think, oh, don't worry about it. Okay. I'm gonna show you what I do after I'm done my feather. You guys take your time. But if you take yellow and not burnt sienna, we don't want that, but that's might be all we have. Hold on. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of burnt sienna. This is where we get fancy with our feathers, folks. We're gonna take a little bit of burnt sienna and a little bit of yellow. Oh, I didn't open my yellow here, sorry. Okay. And what does brown and yellow create? Well, it kind of creates a hide type of look, like leather or hide, kind of like what I'm wearing in my hair. So, okay, I need a little more yellow. Don't use as much burnt sienna. I'm just finding out it's a lot more powerful, more yellow and less sienna. So now you got these colors here sort of all mixed in, okay? Now you want to take your lining brush, like I said, and just commit, folks. Watch. I'm going to dip my brush in here. Oh, 1 second. I'm going to dip. I got my brush in here. Now I want a piece of hide here. So I'm just going to go right across and come down like this. You see what I did? Just like a backwards S. Come down and like that. Oops. You see that? Just come. Just like that. Okay. You can fill it in after more if you want. And right on top of it, same thing. Come down and across. Okay. So now it looks like you got some hide around there. You just take your colors. If you want, if you want to make them darker, stand out more, just fill it in. Okay. Now the next part's really easy. If you've got your yellow, red, black, and white, take a little bit on your palette of each of those 4 colors. Those are our 4 sacred colors, by the way. Okay. The yellow is for the east. The red is for the south. The black is for the west. And the white is for the north. Had to think there. Okay. So you got your 4 colors here. I'm just going to get mine ready here. And red Okay. So now that we got our 4 colors, rinse your brush really good. You want your liner brush again, okay? Whatever one you want to start with. Just take a blob like this on your paintbrush, and you're going to go over here and you're just going to make a circle of black, 2 of them, or a dot, just a dot like that. So it should look like that. Just a little black bead. That's all it is. Okay. So rinse your brush really good. And again, once these all dry, you folks, you can go over it and touch it up however you want it. Okay. So now I'm going to take the red and I'm going to do the same thing just right underneath. Should look just like that. Rinse your brush. And I think I'll put yellow here next. So. There we go. And our last color, white. There we go. And if there's anywhere like you feel needs any touch-ups, you know, it's your feather. It's your feather, you know, just no mistakes. No mistakes. Just keep outlining till you feel you got. I like making these little at my ends. I don't know why. I just like doing that, but your end result, I'm painting sideways, folks, but this is the end result. If you want to keep going, you can make this part darker, the hide, you know. I left space. If you guys want, you can paint it all black all along here just to make a border, you know. Just all you do is take a ruler and measure an inch this way, an inch this way, and just cover it in black. Hang it on your wall, and people will be like, wow, where'd you get that? Well, actually, I made, never forget to sign your artwork, folks. Sign and date it. Sign and date your artwork. That's also very important. So getting back to what I was saying, you know, about our 7 sacred teachings, remember to always, always, always walk with love, respect, courage and honesty, wisdom and humility, and above all, the truth. Let your higher power guide you. Let your higher power be with you in all decisions that you make. When I don't know what to do sometimes, especially when I'm painting, this picture behind me here, I painted, I wasn't sure what color to do my background. And I say, you know what, Jesus, take the wheel. All of a sudden, yellow came in my head. I'm like, why yellow? Yellow is healing. Yellow is healing. So my only advice, folks, is all your answers lie within your higher power. Connect with your spirit that we all have. All of us have that inside of us, and that gift. Connect with your gift and your purpose, and love. I know it's a hard time right now. I know in the world is hurting right now. Pandemic, you know, the remains they're finding, you know, it's a sad time right now, but it's also a time we're evolving, and we want to evolve to a better people, a loving people, a respectful people, So this is pretty much my Zoom, folks. Hopefully you're not afraid now next time. Oh, Gregory. Oh my goodness, I wish I could see these. That is beautiful. I'm so happy. Igose. Right on. Right on. That alone is just, yeah. Can I see that one more time, Gregory? Ah. You're well on your way, Gregory. You're well on your way. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay,
Very
I'm gonna spotlight people, and I'm gonna ask people to show their pieces as well. Oh,
Well,
there
they
you go.
have to. They must. I have to see.
You have to show what you did, Brenda and
That's
Murray.
right. Oh, oh, beautiful.
Great.
Beautiful.
It pays to hold it the right way, Murray.
There's
Okay.
no wrong way and right way.
Okay.
There is no wrong or right way.
Right side
Okay,
up.
next.
Right down.
Yep. That's okay. Next person is going to be Pierre. Your turn to show off. Oh.
Oh my. That is absolutely beautiful, Pierre. Wow. I'm honored. Thank you. You guys did fabulous. Really. Next. Oh, I'm so happy. This
it's
is what
Joan.
makes me happy.
Hi.
Hi, Joan.
Hi. I'm sorry. I can only show you I've got something on my screen here. What is this? Oh,
Is it that we spotlighted you?
yeah. I never seen that before. I just did my sketches because I was late registering, and all that the dollar store had was these tempera paints, and I'm not sure if they'll work, and they didn't have any acrylics. So
Yeah, no, it wouldn't work on canvas, my dear. You're right.
Um,
But those you
I-
did very well on your, can you hold those feathers up again,
Oh.
please? Very
Good.
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
I do have some watercolor paints. I took lessons years ago, and they've been stuck in a drawer for years. But I could do that with watercolor paints, couldn't I?
You certainly can,
Yeah.
Joan. I would love to see them. I don't work with watercolor. I do have friends that do, and I just love watercolor, but it's just, I can't do it. It's just, I'm a acrylic person because that's what works for me.
Yeah.
Very nice sketching, my dear. Very nice.
Well, I'll look forward to playing with that after.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna head for Michelle now.
Okay.
There we are. Oh,
I just love your background. Phthalo blue is one of my favorite. It's just my favorite color. It just reminds me of the sky so much.
Beautiful,
And
Michelle.
that is very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you.
okay, next is Nadine. Where are we? Oh, get the button up. There we go. Oh,
Ah, beautiful, Nadine. Beautiful.
Well done.
I love the color red. Let me tell you something about the color red. In our culture, it is said that the spirits can see the color red. So a lot of times when you see our people wearing red, or we gift things in red, red is very sacred color. So thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. It's beautiful.
okay, I'm gonna go to Krista now. Hope you can do it, except that you're not video, so I can't. Okay, I can ask. There you go.
Where's
now I can-
Krista?
1 second. I'm gonna replace the spotlight to her. There we go.
Hello, my dear.
Did you manage to get a painting done?
I did not. I'm having some back problems today, so I was listening, but I did do some sketching. I did some sketching. but I haven't been able to be in one spot very much today. So I don't know if you realize, Amanda, but Pierre is my husband and Nadine is my daughter. So just
Oh,
Oh, no, I did not know. Okay.
and
Okay.
so Monday night we have more of the family, I think, joining us too. So
Awesome.
this is beautiful. Thank you, Amanda.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad now, you guys, when someone's like, people, oh, I can't draw. I only know how to do stick men. Now you know how to draw a feather, all of you.
okay,
Now,
so now I'm asking Kari and there. Yes, you're up there. You're on the screen now.
let's see it.
Go up to that big screen there. Oh, Kari.
Oh,
look,
nice.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
That is probably the exact color of an eagle, my dear. Carrie,
I was thinking eagle when I put those colors in, yeah.
beautiful.
Great.
Looks like sky behind.
Okay, is Margaret going to show hers off?
No.
No.
Margaret, this is Amanda's talking. I need to see even a sketch. Please.
Kari, just bring it up from her.
I'll show you my sketches. I'll show you my sketches.
Okay.
Oh, right, okay. There you go. Can't see it very well.
Yeah,
They're-
they're very faint. Yep.
I can still see them, Margaret. And you know what? Good try, my lady. Now you got to get it on the canvas.
Mhm.
I say commit to the canvas. That's what everyone's afraid of. Like, just do it.
Okay, who else is there? Is that Joan?
This is Debbie.
Debbie,
Oh,
okay.
beautiful.
Oh, yellow.
The
Yes.
healing color, Debbie. The healing color. Beautiful.
That's great, thanks.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, Amanda. That's great.
Okay, I'm going to ask Brigitte, are you, I don't know, Brigitte came late. She came after you had started her sketch, after you had finished all the sketchings. So I don't know if she was able to do much. Are you there, Brigitte? I can't hear you because you're muted and you're also not on video, so I can't even read your lips. Are you there? Okay. She might come on shortly. Oh, I think I got everybody else, right? Okay, I'll put you back on, Amanda.
Okay. Before I did this class, I smudged and I prayed for everybody that will smile tonight. That's, we all gotta get through this together, you guys. We all gotta get through this together. And pointing fingers, that's not the answer. Our answer is, again, showing our strength, our resilience, our love, and above all, our forgiveness. So I will say a prayer. I hope everyone's okay with that. Dear Heavenly Creator, I thank you for this beautiful Friday night where I got to meet new people. I got to do your work through this Zoom video. Bless all these people and bless all their loved ones. And may they continue to have a wonderful evening and a beautiful weekend. And may you guide and direct their thinking throughout the remainder of this day and the rest of the week. Amen.
I'm gonna share the Okay,
You're
so-
very welcome.
And thank you.
Echo say, Amanda, this was very healing.
I'm
Yes.
happy. You've all made me equally happy. Like I said, we're all hurting right now. We all are. And this is healing for myself too. So, you know, it really truly is a two-way street. And, you know, just to be able to connect with you all, you know, it's been a great honor. I will be back on Monday to do the dream catchers. They are traditional kits with red willow, sinew. I believe the only thing that isn't traditional in there are the beads that I added. But you got the sinew, the feathers, the hoop, everything. And I'll then tell the story about the dream catcher. Not tonight. You got to come.
Gotta come then.
Yes. All my love to you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful, safe weekend.
And you too. Miigwech.
Miigwech.
I'll ending this now. Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.